Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So my look did not turn out quite the way I thought it would today, but it was still fun to play because my granddaughter picked out what I could play with today, and she picked out a brand I haven't played with in a long time. A brand that no longer exists for reasons I couldn't tell you because I really like this brand. And the brand is Marc Jacobs. So today I use this little palette here, which has Tantalize in it, and I used it for my bronzer right here, and I used this highlighter. But for blush I used this one down here, which is called Kink and Kisses 504, and it looks like this. Mine's broken though. And I have used the blushes lately, but I hadn't used like everything else. And then the eyeshadow palette, which is Cherrific, which is $8.80. And then for lips, she pulled out this little guy here, which is Plum and Get It, a little pencil. And then I topped it with this Not Sorry lip gloss. And I will say, they're known, Marc Jacobs was always known for the bronzer, was always known for like, they were known for eyeshadow, but that was mixed reviews. But lip gloss, they have one of the best lip glosses. The smell, the formula, the whole 9 yards. So I use Marc Jacobs mascara, the whole 9 yards. So let's play because I had a lot of fun. I even pulled out the brushes. So I use my bronzer brush from Marc Jacobs to do my bronzer, and then I pulled out my blush brush by Marc Jacobs and did my blush. So I mean, it was a lot of fun going through it. And I have a lot of the eyeshadow palettes and stuff, lipsticks, lip glosses and all that, and like their eyeliners and all that good stuff. Now for eyeliner, I didn't pull a Marc Jacobs. I should have, but I didn't. I put Loverboy by ColourPop in my waterline, lower and upper. But let's go ahead and get started. The first shade we're going to go into, and this is the other thing I liked about Marc Jacobs, is they're colored, so you know how to read it. Because generally, I don't know how to read these, okay? So we're going into Delicious is the first shade we're going to go into, which is this one right here. We're going to start with that one. Like, I had a lot of fun, you all. A lot. I really thought that they would come back by now. Maybe reformulated even, but not even necessarily reformulated. Because I liked their eyeshadow palettes. I mean, they were pricey, don't get me wrong, but it was still good, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I got my money's worth out of them. The cute packaging, they're secure, they're easy to travel with, all that good stuff. And I mean, even now, look, the shadows apply great. Now, this is one of the newer palettes that I do have. I guess the last one would be that coffee palette, but then it'd be this one, I think. Or was it this one, then Stiletto, then the coffee palette? I don't remember. I know the coffee would have been last before the whole shutdown. I got my window open, so if you hear wind, we're having a very windy day today. Very, very. Now this is just a Sephora brush, the one I really like, that I start every shade with. But they blend so nicely and they build up and just beautiful. Now this is my favorite, one of my favorite brushes to go in with next, especially if you got hooded eyes. This is the Marc Jacobs, the crease brush. And we're going to go into the shade Extra now, which is this one right here. I will say these are a little more powdery than I remember. but just a little. Nothing like crazy, but I will say that it is picking up on the brush a good bit. Like, I don't think there's much kickback, no. But a lot does pick up on the brush. And I don't remember that, but it could have always been like that. Again, you know, this is probably way past its expiration date technically, but I just don't care. It's so pretty that I don't care. And I didn't get rid of any of them either. Because no matter what, it's a memory to me. Like, it was one of the first high-end brands that I did get into. And of course from here then I had to do, you know, Tom Ford. And I mean, if you're willing to pay the price for Tom Ford, you know, then Marc Jacobs was just, you know, as good in my mind. And it was much more affordable than Tom Ford. It was more around like the Urban Decay price tag for stuff. Tarte, Too Faced, all them. But I mean, even now they blend lovely. Like, not an issue at all with them. It's crazy. Which is good, you know. I'm happy that they held on the way they did. Because it just goes to prove that they're worth their money. But I do like this brush for crease brush. Now we're going to take that darkest shade on top, which is this one right here. And we're just going to run it under the lower lash line. And for me, with these palettes, like, they're very understandable, you know what I mean? Like, you know what you're doing. The color selection is set out in a way that you know, like, where to place what, or what to go in with, you know? In my opinion. Now, that doesn't mean you have to, but you could, you know? And this particular palette is an all-in-one palette for me. I kind of want to do a review on all of them now that I played with this one. I want to break them all out. I don't know if anybody still has any Marc Jacobs stuff, though. You know, do you all still have anything? Did you keep anything, or did you let it all go? I'm just wondering. Alright, now on the lid, we're going to go into, I'm going to use another Marc Jacobs brush. This is called the Shadow. Yeah, the Shadow brush. We're going to go into the shade Ask For, which is this one right here. And I'm not going to spray it, and I'm just going to tap it on my lid. This color is so beautiful. Look at that shade. And I could have put this all over the lid and called it a day. I really could have. But I wanted to use that other darker metallic shade because I was curious on like what it would give me still, if anything. But my goodness, that shade's just beautiful. I really have forgotten how pretty these palettes were and are. Okay. Now we're going to go into that other metallic shade I was talking about, which is called Cherries. It's this one right here. Use the same brush. I wiped it off. We're going to pick it up. Yeah. And I'm just going to put it on the outer portion of my lid. Gave me a little bit. Because I did want to keep some darkness out here. This is a pretty color though too. I thought it'd be a little bit darker than it was, but it gave me enough. But I did, the reason I didn't put that all over the lid, and then I was going to put it all over the lid and then tap that one shade right in the middle, but I thought, to be honest, it'd be too dark, and maybe it would be, but put up against this shade, it's not too dark. So, but regardless, I like both these shades a lot. They're very beautiful. Okay. Then we're going to go back in with this brush, and we're going to take that shade I used for the crease and just, or the darkening up shade, just to make sure I got that darkness there. I just like to go back over everything, then into that first shade again. And I do like the color selection in this. I think it's a really good color selection. Especially for my preference, because I do like to have a brown. I really do. I don't think we necessarily needed that cream colored shade, but if you wanted to set your eyeshadow base or something, that would be a good color to, for myself anyway, to set. I didn't, I just used my setting powder, but you know, you can do whatever you want. Now for inner corner, I'm using this called the Smudge, and I'm going to pick up that first shade, Decadent, which is right here, and we're just going to pop that on the inner corner. And I kind of like the mirror in here. It is a little small, but it does do the job at the same time. And this shade here just looks so wet. And I do like this little brush for like inner corner work. And then I'm going to take my rougher brush that I adore, which is right here. And we're going to take that darker shade, that on top, and we're just going to line the top lash line with it. This one right here that I used on the bottom lash line. So I used every shade except for that one there, that cream colored one out of this palette. But we're just going to line. And then even though I didn't spray those shades or anything, and I didn't lay down a glitter glue or anything like that, they still pop. But in a very nice way, especially for like my eyes where, you know, they're older. It is what it is. It lays so nice on my lids. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs primer and we're going to put it on my lashes. And I didn't curl them. I simply just put this primer on them. Y'all, I don't know if you can hear the wind. I barely have my window down, you know, to get some fresh air in. And I'm telling you, that curtain is just a-moving. I'll go ahead and put it on my bottom lashes too, why not? So do you all think Marc Jacobs will come back with makeup? And do you think we need it? I mean, there's a lot of competition out here now, you know? I truly, didn't even think about it until my granddaughter pulled out the palettes. But now, after thinking about it and playing with them, I do miss this brand. But I'm curious that, do you all miss it? Do you even think about it? Do you have any of the palettes, Or do you use like the lipsticks or the lip liners, the eyeliners, any of that still? I will say, like this lip gloss, I really do like it. It has color, and it's just like super shiny, and it's like a little minty, and I mean, it just makes your lips look so nice. I have a whole bunch of different colors, but they all do pretty much the same. We're going to use the Marc Jacobs at Lash Lifting in Volume once this dries. But yeah, like I have their bronzers. Like I will, like the bronzers is something that I do have, and I have both of them. I have the Tantalize and the Tantastic, and I do feel like I will miss them for sure when those are gone, because I will go through those. I know I will, unless I just choose not to. The eyeshadows would take me a pretty long time to go through. I'm not going to pretend there, but I feel like I think I would miss them. I do, because I really like the way the look came out, to be honest. Let's go ahead and apply the mascara. But yeah, I kind of, now that it's been brought to my attention, I do kind of miss this brand. And I'm wondering if they're ever going to come back. I think that there's still a place for them, for sure. And I have to assume they made money. I mean, they got my money. But yeah, I kind of wish they'd come back. But I got this feeling like they're not going to. I don't know why. And like, I hope I'm so wrong. But I just don't think he's going to come back out with a beauty line. And it's a real shame, because I do like their formula and packaging. Okay. I guess that's good enough for the mascara. And then for the lower lashes, I'm going to use my Lancome. I didn't mind this mascara. I can't remember if it transferred or not, to be honest. The primer I like. Not so much for the lower lash line, but okay. And this is the final look using some oldies but goodies. For sure. Marc Jacobs has a lot of goodies in his collection, or he did, and I do miss them so much. So this is the final look using the Cherrific palette, Marc Jacobs mascara, lipstick, and lip gloss. Well, I guess it's his lip pencil, this thing here, and lip gloss, and then some brushes, and the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter. So quite a few things here from Marc Jacobs, but the main is their eyeshadow palettes. Like, they're just so cute, and they stack so nicely together, and they're just so sleek, and I mean, they're just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And they got their little covering, like, absolutely adore it. And then the mirror's not bad on it. The way you tell the colors on the backs, love it. Like, I love everything about this palette, y'all. All of his palettes, really. And I think I got like 12 of them. I'm really thinking about, like, reviewing them again and just getting a feel for them, because I kind of miss them. And it's sad that they're gone. So many good brands, so many. Makeup Geek, Becca, like, it's just crazy to me on how so many brands are just not able to make it in this world due to all the brands that are coming out. But anyway, this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe if you got Marc Jacobs, maybe pull it out and go back to remembering how good they were. And maybe, you know, they'll come back. Who knows? But that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.